Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. So sad, young and restless Tracy E. Bregman says a bittersweet farewell to the late co-star whose kindness she never forgot. Hollywood is grieving the loss of legendary actress Lonnie Anderson, who passed away on August 3 at the age of 79, and The Young and the Restless star had a sweet memory to share about her former castmate. Tracy E. Bregman, Lauren, posted an Instagram story to remember the woman loved by so many and recalled a time in her life when she crossed paths with Anderson. "I'm so sad to read this," Bregman began while reposting an article about Anderson's death, then went on to share, "My first job when I was 14 was one line in her movie 3 on a Date. She was so lovely to me and everyone we worked with. Rest in peace, beauty." In the 1978 movie, Bregman had a small role appearing as a contestant while Anderson starred as Angela. The story followed the adventures and mishaps of four couples, winners of a game show, as well as their young chaperone, as they traveled on a Hawaiian holiday. The late actress had over 65 credits to her name and will always be remembered for roles on series such as WKRP in Cincinnati, Partners in Crime, Easy Street, Nurses, Melrose Place and My Sister Is So Gay, plus the film Stroker Ace, The Jane Mansfield Story and Ladies of the 80s, A Diva Christmas, to name a small few. In 2016, Anderson attended the induction ceremony when Days of Our Lives vet Deidre Hall, Marlena, received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We send Anderson's husband, Bob Flick, her son Quentin A. Reynolds, who she shared with the late Burt Reynolds, and daughter Deidre Hoffman, as well as their family and friends, our deepest condolences. Tracy E. Bregman is no stranger to powerful emotions. On screen, she's lived out some of the most devastating, romantic, and shocking storylines in soap history as Lauren Fenmore. But when she took to social media this week to pay tribute to her late co-star, the vulnerability she expressed was more personal and more profound than anything scripted. It was a moment of raw remembrance, and one that sent ripples through the young and restless fanbase, with just a few short, aching words. "So sad. I will never forget your kindness." Bregman reminded us of something deeper than story arcs or network rivalries, the genuine human connections that form behind the camera. The loss of a colleague, a friend, and a presence so many had come to love. But who was this late co-star? And why did their passing hit such a poignant nerve, not just for Tracy, but for longtime fans of Genoa City? Let's dive into this tender moment of remembrance, the legacy of a beloved soap star, and why these on-screen bonds often run far deeper than we know. Chapter 1, A Quiet Loss. A loud echo. Though Tracy didn't initially name the co-star in her tribute, speculation quickly gave way to confirmation. It was none other than Quinn Redeker, the veteran actor best known to young and restless fans as Rex Sterling, Lauren's stepfather and one half of one of Genoa City's most memorable late 80s love stories. Redeker passed away peacefully, but his departure left behind echoes still felt across the decades. Bregman, who came into Lauren's own during that era, had shared many scenes with Redeker, often bringing heart and complexity to a bond that defied the step-parent cliché. "He was so gracious," she once said of working with him. "Even off camera, you felt like he was looking out for you." And it was that sense of being seen, truly, warmly, supportively seen, that shaped their working relationship. But Rex wasn't just Lauren's stepdad. He was the love interest of Catherine Chancellor, Gene Cooper, a target of con artists, a man with a hidden past, and one of the few characters who brought grounded calm to the storm that was Genoa City. In the 1980s and early 90s, his absence today is not just the end of a role. It's the closing of a chapter, one that had been slowly, lovingly written with every scene. Chapter 2, Lauren Fenmore's emotional mosaic. To understand the depth of Tracy's grief, we have to revisit the long, sometimes convoluted, but always fascinating arc of Lauren Fenmore. When Tracy E. Bregman debuted on The Young and the Restless in 1983, Lauren was a fiery, fashionable young woman with a rebellious streak and a silver spoon. Over the decades, she's become everything from a singer to a fashion mogul to a terrified mother. She's been kidnapped, cloned, sort of, and forced to square off with villains like Sheila Carter more times than anyone should have to endure. But through it all, Rex Sterling stood as a steadying force. He wasn't always at the center of her stories, but his presence was felt. His marriage to Lauren's mother, Joanna Manning, may not have been a fairy tale, but his bond with Lauren endured. Beyond divorce papers or family breakdowns. He offered wisdom, gentleness, and calm more than once. Lauren turned to Rex in moments of despair. And Redeker's performance, thoughtful, measured, kind, always elevated those scenes from melodrama to meaningful emotional release. Chapter 3, Behind the Scenes, a father figure off-screen. Redeker and Bregman shared a rapport that mirrored their characters. Industry insiders and fans alike often noted their easy chemistry, their subtle glances and scenes that said far more than dialogue could. He always asked me how I was doing before the makeup chair, before the lights. Bregman once revealed in a panel interview. He wasn't just a professional, he was a true gentleman. It's rare in Hollywood to find someone who consistently earns the title, class act. Redeker was one of them. Known for his work ethic, his humility, and his unshakable decency, he left impressions not by taking up space but by giving it. Helping younger actors find their footing, offering guidance without ego. This may explain why Bregman's tribute struck such a nerve. It wasn't the loud, performative kind of grief. It was simple, direct, honest, so sad. I will never forget your kindness. It was more than a farewell, it was a passing of gratitude from one generation of soap royalty to another. Chapter 4, Genoa City's ever-fading pastime in the young and restless universe is strange. Characters age oddly, the past is rewritten. And no one ever really dies, except when they do. But as the decades march forward, we are seeing fewer and fewer members of the golden era of YNR, the Catherine Chancellor reign. The Joe Rex drama, the Christina Danny Lauren love triangle years. With Redeker's passing, a piece of that history becomes memory, and for viewers who watched in real time, who remember tuning in day after day with their mothers or grandmothers, watching Lauren and Rex argue or bond or laugh, this loss is more than personal. It's generational. Tracy's words remind us that our shows are not just entertainment. They're experiences. Chapters of our lives, and when a beloved cast member passes, we don't just mourn the person, we mourn the years they helped make special. Chapter 5, a tribute in Lauren's voice. While there's been no formal storyline yet tied to Rex's memory on the show, and perhaps that's still to come, fans are calling for one. The ideal tribute? A quiet moment with Lauren, maybe in her office, finding an old photo of Rex. A soft memory. A voiceover. A single tear, because what Tracy brings to the table, and always has, is sincerity. And that sincerity would transform a scene like that from filler to unforgettable. Imagine Lauren, eyes misty, recalling a piece of advice Rex gave her once about courage. Or maybe, in the middle of a high-stakes family war, say, something with Michael or fun, she flashes back to Rex's belief in family, how no victory matters without love. It's the kind of moment YNR excels at, when it slows down and lets memory breathe. Chapter 6, what fans are saying. Bregman's tribute post lit up social media. Fans shared their own memories of Rex and his relationships, especially the legendary love story with Catherine Chancellor. He was one of the last true gentlemen on the show, one fan commented. Rex and Kay had the kind of love that felt earned, not just scripted. Another wrote, I always loved his scenes with Lauren. You could tell there was real warmth between them. And perhaps most poignantly, R.I.P. Quinn Redeker. Thank you for giving us Rex. And thank you, Tracy, for reminding us how much kindness matters. It's no surprise that kindness became the keyword of Bregman's post. In a world as chaotic as soap opera storytelling, where characters routinely lie, cheat, and betray, it's the quiet grace of someone like Redeker that cuts through. Chapter 7, Tracy's legacy. Tracy E. Bregman is no stranger to emotional tributes. She's honored Gene Cooper. She's remembered Christophe St. John. And now, with Quinn Redeker's passing, she adds another chapter to her ongoing role as not just Lauren Fenmore, but as a living archive of YNR's heart. There's a reason Tracy's still on the canvas today. She's a fan favorite, yes. But more importantly, she carries with her the gravity of experience. She knows the history. She lived it, both fictionally and truthfully. So when she posts something simple like, I'll never forget your kindness, it means something. It reminds us that behind every dramatic moment, there's a cast and crew that become a kind of family. And families grieve. Chapter 8, will YNR give Rex the tribute he deserves? In recent years, The Young and the Restless has shown a willingness to honor its legacy stars. The emotional goodbye to Gene Melody
Cooper,
Thomas Scott, and
memorial
Eric
for
Braeden,
Christoph.
each a thread in the show's historic tapestry. So, will we see a Rex tribute? It wouldn't require much. Maybe even just a frame of his portrait in Chancellor Park. Maybe a line from Lauren to Jill, "I still miss him." Because when a character dies off-screen, it's easy for the show to move on. But when a beloved actor dies, fans need something more. Closure. Gratitude. A paused-up Bregman's tribute may have been personal, but it opened a collective door. A chance to honor the kind of kindness that doesn't always make headlines but is remembered for decades. Chapter 9, Final Curtain. Enduring light. As fans light digital candles and share clips from the glory days of Rex and K, one truth stands tall: Quinn Rediker was one of the greats. And Tracy E. Bregman, in her quiet way, made sure we didn't forget it. In a world that too often rushes past loss, her post made us stop. It made us feel, and sometimes, that's the most beautiful part of soap operas, not the explosions or the scandals, but the connections that linger long after the fade to black. So sad. I will never forget your kindness. Neither will we.